In this video, we're going to take a look at the Simula Turntable from Himig Modern Phonographs. It's a Filipino company that specializes in selling turntables. We're going to take a look at the deck itself, and then we'll take a look at the accessories, and finally, I'm going to give you my first impressions and who I think this turntable is for. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button, and also let me know what you think in the comments, alright? So let's take a look at the deck itself. As the name suggests, Simula is an entry-level turntable. It comes in 3 speeds. You got 33, 45, and 78. So if you're playing, really old vinyl from the early 20th century, you can put it over in here and you can play it. And first off, it looks great. It's not actual wood, it's plastic. It's an OEM thing, but it does look very convincing, and is something that I think would sit nicely in your living room or even your bedroom if you're into like the whole wood aesthetic. This looks pretty good. The deck comes with its own built-in speaker. Now this is going to be like room shaking sound. It's like a 3-watt speaker, so it's great for just listening to records and you're like in a small room, or again, as I mentioned, in your living room. Just don't expect it to be very, very loud. But the cool thing about it is that over here in the back, you're gonna find a pair of RCA jacks. And what that means is that you can plug this to a larger set of speakers, for example, or if you've got something like a mixer, you can plug it in there. If you don't know what an RCA cable is, it basically is the red and white cable that you see in a lot of audio and video appliances. So this lets the audio from the turntable out onto other music gear that you've got in your setup. Now this comes with the turntable itself, which I think is great, because the thing with like a lot of decks that you buy is that you spend X amount to buy the turntable itself, and then later on suddenly you realize, oh, I need to buy these cables, oh, I need to buy like an extra power adapter, I need to buy like 45 adapter or something. The great thing about the Simula is that it comes with all of those things. So as I mentioned, yes, if you have the RCA cables here, you've also got a 45 adapter over in here if you want to play those old jukebox records. And if you collect 45s, you can play them here. And it also comes with a record brush. This is pretty cool, because like the record brush that I have is like, it's a bit longer, and I use it whenever I DJ, or if I'm spinning, and before I put the turntable, before I put the needle on the turntable, I clean it first. So I bought that separately for like, I think around 1,500 or something. This one comes with its own brush. So yeah, it's a little bit smaller, but this will get the job done. And it's great that it has that. And finally, this also comes with its own power brick, which you can plug in a 110 or 220 volt outlet. So yeah, again, pretty much everything you need in order to start your vinyl hobby, with the exception of a vinyl record, of course. Speaking of vinyl, the next thing I want to do is I just want to show you how to play a record on this. I've got it open at the moment, but yeah, just want to show you this little dust cover here. But basically, you pop it up like that, and then you put your vinyl over here on the turntable platter. And it's very simple. So you get a record that you like. One of my favorites, Bills, Bills, Bills by Destiny's Child. Get it out of the sleeve. Try not to hold the grooves of the record itself. Just pop that in there like so. Need to move it back there. And turn it on using this knob. And it starts spinning. And before you put the needle on the record, what you gotta do is you gotta take your record brush and you just let the record go around it. Or well, you let it go around the record like this. And just kind of gets rid of some of the dust that's on the surface. There you go. Put that down. And then we can now put the needle on the record, and it's super simple. Just pop this lock off and drop it. Turn up the volume. That's it. And when you're done, yeah, you can just like lift the needle again, or you can use the lever over here So you bring the needle up like that, and then you can put it back in, and then just drop it, and then you are done. Now, the Simula also has an auto stop feature so that whenever you place a tone arm back over here on this latch, it's going to stop spinning. And all you need to do is switch it on. There you go. So even though you got the power on, the platter is not moving. So there you go. It's just a very simple turntable. It's very basic, and that's part of the reason why it comes in at the price that it does. Now, who is this for? Well, if you are someone who's just getting started in the vinyl collecting hobby and you're not even really sure if this is something that you want to do for an extended period of time, if you've got like 5,000 bucks to spare, this is something that I can recommend. Other brands that come to mind include the Himig Motorino. I think the latest, the Mark III version, comes with Bluetooth, so it's a little bit more expensive. You're going to look at spending around 8,000 or 8,500, but that does have Bluetooth connectivity. So, you know, if you've got Bluetooth speakers in your house, or if you want to connect to like a pair of Bluetooth headphones or something like that, you may want to take a look at that one. But if you want something that's a little bit more bare bones, something that is, you know, pretty much a design that's been around for close to a century, the Simula is a pretty good deal. I remember like the first time I bought like an entry-level turntable, it just looked old and, you know, it wasn't fun to use. Sure, you know, the mechanisms are pretty much the same. It's a belt-driven turntable after all. It's made of plastic. But something like this just looks good on top of bedside table, or even like a, you know, if you've got work-from-home setup. Yeah, so it is for like the new vinyl collector, especially if you kind of want to spend more on buying records instead of spending on the turntable. And yes, record collecting gets very, very expensive very, very quickly. Especially like, you know, if you're more into like buying new vinyl, yeah, it can get expensive really quickly. But yeah, it's a very fulfilling hobby, especially if you're somebody who really wants to have a deeper connection with the artist that you're listening to. You know, whenever you buy a piece of vinyl, you're not just, you know, buying it for the sound. Of course, that's still a part of it, but really it's more about owning something from the artist instead of just like, you know, streaming it on Spotify or Apple Music, where you are essentially renting the tune that you're playing. When you buy a piece of vinyl, you own it. You own it forever. I've got records here that I bought back when I started DJing in the late 90s. I've got records here that were given to me back when I was in high school. If you've got everything in like, you know, well-curated Spotify plays and everything, that's awesome. But just having like, you know, something to hold. And, you know, when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I remember this. You know, I was doing like mobile parties back in 1999, and, you know, this record came out, and it was, you know, the track that we played at that one soiree or whatever. There is like a memory attached to it. It's kind of like a photograph. So it really is up to you whether you want to spend for that memory or you want to spend for that ability to have piece of vinyl as a curio. It's entirely up to you, but collectors seem to love it for that reason, and I personally love it for that. You tend to build a collection that reflects who you are. The same goes for books, the same goes for, you know, music CDs or anything else that you collect as an individual. They're a representation of who you are, and I believe music is the same thing, you know. Not everything that comes fast and convenient is a better option, in my opinion. Like, you know, it's great to be able to listen to any song from the last 100 years on your phone, but once in a while, you just kind of want to sit down like in a nice comfy chair and pick out a record that you like and just have it play and listen to it. You know, it's like 20 minutes of your time, 30 minutes. And, you know, that kind of seems almost an eternity in today's like, you know, digital, always on, always connected age. But it's nice to slow things down a bit and to just, you know, appreciate stuff. And when it comes to appreciation of music, I think vinyl is the format that can't be beat. So that's it for this little talk through. I hope you liked my meandering thoughts on vinyl and also this little turntable. I think it's good value for money. So that's it. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe if you are not a subscriber yet. I'll see you next time.